So there's two versions of this map. Here's the real one. It's impossible to play, really. So this is the practice version that has portable surfaces on the places where you're likely to fail the jumps. And should be all set up here. Some of the jumps in this are...
Welcome, test subject. It's Cave.
Tell me if the game,
from Earth 1.
what the game sounds like compared to my voice. Is the game too loud or is it not loud enough?
I am literally in the future. Hold on. What? All right, my assistant tells me none
I
of that's
spent a
true.
lot of time on these too.
You are the first test subject we have ever sent into a parallel...
So in Portal... Okay, good. Let's show... What is the command? It's PL show... No, CL... No, CL show... Yeah, there it is. With this command, you can see your velocity
Still exciting. Anyway,
up there in the top left. Not sure how well you're making that on the stream.
Backwater Universe yokels built it.
It's very clear you get a speed boost in this game.
You gotta let us know if it works or not. Otherwise, you're wasting everybody's time on 2 Earths.
Exact same jumping technique with Team Fortress. And so... So, again, the real version of this, you're not supposed to use any portals. It's technically possible. I think there's one jump that I've only landed once, ever. And I've never landed again. And I don't think that's really fair, because it might have been just like a bug when I actually made it. But so, first jump's super easy. And that one, you might not even really need to do any sort of technique on that. Technically, I think. Let's just see if you can... No, see, you can see the difference. If you hold forward... Oh wait, yeah, okay, so no technique. I'm just going to hold forward and see if I can jump duck in there. And, I mean, might be possible, but honestly that looks impossible doing it that way. So, it shows you how much of a speed boost you get. Check it out. Not in like a massive difference, right? That jump's actually very easy. This one right here is absolutely insane. I get it like 1 out of 100 sometimes. I've landed it like twice in a row, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to sit here and try this with you watching, because it's really, really hard. Sometimes I feel like I've figured out how to do it consistently, and then nope. So put a portal here, and a portal here, just to get ready for all the fuck-ups that are about to happen. And yes, it is possible to jump from here to here. And I'll show you. So with no technique, didn't know what you were doing. Here's what would happen if you tried. Just hold forward, and this is really what you would do in Team Fortress. Team Fortress, you really don't get a speed boost in single jumps. Or really even double jumping. Team Fortress, it's speed's capped and very tiny boosts every now and then. But yeah, so not even close, right? I mean, it would seem impossible, but so with a double jump, you can make it. And hopefully I'll get it. And I've tried it a lot of different ways, but I think starting right here and looking right about here, doing one jump, and then you just have to get as close as you can, and you swoop back. And that's the best approach I've found on this one. So you can see. I'm talking about it. Get ready for a lot of things. But hopefully I'll get close. Oh my god, wow, that was pretty close. That was actually really good. And you can see clearly how it's possible. Oh man, I hope I get lucky here, just really quick. Oh, what a great attempt. Yeah, you can see it's definitely possible. And you'll see sometimes I'll get like a ton of speed on the first jump, and then not so great second jump, and... Oh! Sorry, I thought that was it. And sometimes it'll really look like you're going to make it. You don't. And then sometimes when you do make it, it's like... will be one that felt like it wasn't going to be it. And so, basically, there's other videos that'll show you how to do this. As soon as you leave the ground, you never hold forward again. Stop, never touch forward in the air in Portal or Team Fortress. It's all the left and right keys. Swoop the mouse in the direction of the key you're holding. Good. It's no good. And so in the real version of this map, not once you leave the ground, no. Yeah, I've never touched the forward key. It doesn't do anything. And in fact, so if you hold forward and left in the air, this is how you would have done it in Quake 3. You would hold forward. You would always hold forward in Quake 3, but in all the Source games, the way they have it is like, if you want to jump and go to the left in the air, you jump and let go of forward in the air, and then you hold left and look left slowly, like so you do like a loop like that. You can clearly see I jumped, turn in the air. That's how you can do tricky stuff like jumping out over the ledge. It's really hard with a small ledge like that. But if you were to hold forward at the same time and then swoop left and hold left, nothing happens. Forward kills all your side movement. And so when I'm bunny hopping in Team Fortress or Portal, or anybody is, I'm never touching the forward key. So holding forward, and then as soon as I leave the ground, let go, and doing left key, just holding left right now, then right, left. It's when it gets tricky is in tiny areas like this, you'll have to do like half beat, where you can sort of like go right. You can like swoop it twice in the air and stuff, and so you can just do it all the way field it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, I thought I had. Yeah, and so I realized that in Team Fortress many years ago that because I always knew you could do that in the Source games, and I would use it like if I got blasted up in the air as Demo Man or was doing a sticky jump. Yeah, I knew from day one in Team Fortress I could shoot 2 stickies on the ground, and as soon as that's the first thing I did is test how the movement works, and saw, yeah, sure enough, it works like every other Source game. You can do 360s in the air as long as you never touch the forward or back key. But yeah, I eventually realized that you can also just do that all the time, every jump, and really the perfect way to play Team Fortress. I mean, if you're just running around like this, standing still is the worst. Just going in a straight line is slightly better. Going in a straight line and jumping is even better. A lot of people do that, but really the ultimate form of movement in Team Fortress is to also move horizontally and jump while you're going forward and do the bunny hopping. So you're dodging in like every direction possible. Yeah, one day in Team Fortress I sort of realized, well, that's the other thing I realized in Team Fortress is, I always say that, and it's true, that most important thing in Team Fortress is to watch your back, and you're just like constantly turning around in Team Fortress, constantly. And I realized, I mean, maybe they did on purpose, or it just like syncs up so great. Team Fortress, like a really key element of it is constantly turning around, and that is permitted in the Source engine physics in this game, in Team Fortress, and all the games. You can turn around in the air, and it doesn't kill your momentum. In a game like Quake 3, you couldn't turn around as easily, sort of. It's hard to describe, I don't know. But the perfect way to play Team Fortress is to constantly do this bunny hopping technique and to be doing 180s while you're doing it every jump. And I don't always do it that perfect where I bunny hop and turn around every jump, but like every other jump, every third jump, you throw in a 180 and it doesn't slow you down at all. But I'm having trouble doing it right now. It's not a good place to show that. But yeah, and then so it was like I realized that, and then from that moment on tried to like practice and play like that, and I just do it all the time. It's not too hard. You just gotta get in the habit of doing it. Should go back to talking about Portal. Let's jump. Oh, well, there it is. And the first jump, you could watch it back. First jump seemed kind of shitty. I wasn't really feeling that attempt, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the air, it's like, oh wow, that's going really, really fast. Sometimes you just like hit the technique perfect, and you get a massive speed boost. So hopefully you caught that. Did you see that? Yeah, you saw it. So it is possible. Next jump. So right, in the real version of this map, it's not even metal down here. I put the poisonous water that kills you in one hit. So if you make any mistakes, you're dead no matter what. The real version of this map, you have to do 7 perfect jumps, and I'd love to see somebody do that. Next jump, way easier. So this jump is ridiculously hard for jump number 2. They aren't really in a sequence of difficulty too much, but definitely the last jump you'll see is like a climactic jump. This jump is way easier than the second one, and the best way to do this one, originally when I was doing this one, I would swoop this way at the beginning, but I found it's actually better to start out facing this way and do a tiny swoop there, and then the idea on this one is you're going to jump out. You have to jump out the fence and then jump to that white light. Another theme of this level is that wherever the lights are is where the next ledge is, so you look for the lights. So yeah, here we go. That's how I would do this one, I think. Find out here. Let's see what I'm supposed to do. Oh yeah. Oh, I thought I had it. I kind of like gave up. I'll show an attempt without any sort of technique. Like maybe I don't even think you can't even jump to the fence. And even if you could jump to the fence, if you don't do anything else, there's no way you could jump to the fence without doing the technique in the air. This one really isn't too hard. And when I was designing the map and testing it over and over, I got to the point where I could do this one most of the time. But that second one, there it is. That second jump I never got consistent at doing. It just, sometimes it's just really hard. So there's the third jump. Pretty cool. Next jump is another fence jump. You jump from here onto this fence, then to there. And without any sort of, just doing it straight, you can't jump even to there. And even if you could, the next jump is a really, really big gap. To do you have to get a nice jump at the beginning, and then you also have to get a nice jump off the fence. And so I'll do that. This one is somewhere in between jump number 2 and 3 in difficulty. Oh yeah, that's another subtle thing about this one. There's a delay in Twitch. What does that mean? Oh, no worries. Okay, right, yeah, so it takes you a minute to see that I landed a jump. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, I was going to say on this one I found that if you jump from the very edge, if you do it perfect, you actually over-jump the fence, so you want to jump like a little bit early. See, I over-jumped it. Jump a little early on this one, off the first jump, and get a nice, there it is, wow, yes. That's a massive gap. So, jumping from here to here with no technique, just holding forward and doing one jump, is like, you would just say it's impossible to go that far in Portal, but... Ah, then I do it in a row. So anyways, next one. And actually, this one is nice, like that. There is a jump in this map that, because I figured I should throw one in there that has portals involved, even though you don't use them for movement. But and I always love trick jumps like this in Quake 3, or well, not really in Quake 3. The idea of using an object and jumping off of it. So in this one, these are the only 2 white walls in the real version of this map are here and here, and the idea is that you're supposed to place portals there and hit this button, and it drops the cube, and it jumps the cube up to about this height, and you time a jump to do a double bunny hop off the cube and jump off the floating cube to there. And something that'll happen that makes this possible is if you just get a lucky one, when you jump off a moving object in Source, you'll like definitely get a noticeable little boost in speed. It'll kind of like bump you. So yeah, now this one originally, like pretty much all these jumps, I tested them and tested them and tested them and found out how far I could push it. I think originally this one, this platform, the landing was actually bumped out to here. And I jumped it, and I was like, wow, I can make it to here. And then I like kept testing it some more and saw that I was going to seriously overjump it sometimes. Pushed it out a whole nother block, and sure enough, you can clear a 3-block gap. You know, there's 3-block distance here. It's a huge gap. I think it's the biggest gap to clear so far. Okay. Okay. And so yeah, you got to get lucky with the timing. So you can already see something else. It's definitely possible. One thing that's annoying is you have to like kill the cube every time. Sometimes it'll bounce into itself. Okay, so anyways. Oh! That was really good. I almost got it. too late. Jump too late. I gotta mute my cube for a moment. 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. You get it on the very edge of the cube, and also the cube's moving up, and when you get it, you can see that like the physical movement of the cube gives you a boost, and yeah, you jump off the edge of it. It's like that one is like very slow the whole way, and you'd be like, oh, there's no way you can jump from the cube to there, but yeah, why do I keep doing that? You can get a noticeable boost sometimes. Where am I? What's going on? Yeah, see, it bumped up. I hate when it does that. I mean, I would have made the map. It bumped into itself. Why didn't it do it that time? This one is probably about as hard as jump number 2, actually. This one's really hard. Maybe slightly more often than number 2, but this one's very difficult. There, okay. That's not gonna work. Oh, that's weird. Are you supposed to? Yeah, you have to get a strafe jump off the cube, and the cube is moving, and every now and then its source will give you a speed boost. And you gotta get it perfect. It just gotta be... Everything aligns, and when you get it, it's very clear. It's like, whoa, you went twice as fast that time. Like, oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, this one is, slightly easier than number 2, but it's longer to set up the attempts, and it's just really, it's pretty tough. I don't know, something about this one, I just, well, I made the map, but it's just obnoxious to test. Oh, my God. Yeah, halfway through the jump I said it's not going to work. It's definitely the closest one so far. Where am I? Yeah, you can now you see what you can definitely see what it's supposed to look like. It's cool, so cool when you get it. Oh. Oh! What do you see the last jump? The last jump is really epic. I made a really cool, climactic, super epic jump in a really epic looking room. And I'm starting to run out of patience on this jump. So, well, this is jump number 5. And next one is the one that I will not. I'll do a few attempts on it, but I'm not going to sit here and try it. It's the one I've only landed once ever. It's by far the hardest jump. I'm actually convinced it's just impossible. And the only time I ever landed it was a fluke, or like maybe I just like made a mistake and thought that I had made it that far once, but never actually did, and the map is impossible. Oh! I thought that was it. I'm pretty sure once I did make jump number 6. It is possible. I did it once, I think. I guess if you, I can't remember, yeah, I think blue enough as far as you can go. Oh man. Why? A few more and then I'm gonna. Oh man, I really thought that was it. You can see that one had the speed, but I didn't touch the cube at the right time, and it was a little too low, and I didn't have the height. Speed was there. Timing. Right, what the heck happened? That's weird. What? Oh. There! Yeah! Oh, I walked right off. I wasn't even looking at the screen. You definitely made it. Counts. Although in the real map, that I would have died. Like, finally make it to jump number 5 and then accidentally walk off the edge without even an attempt at 6. So there it is. Hopefully you saw that. Yeah! So I think I am going to land all the ones that I can do on camera within a reasonable time frame. This one is the one, and this is where I started experimenting with slants. You like that. These were always my favorite kind of tricks in Team Fortress, or excuse me, Quake 3. Either in Quake 3, it was definitely in the game. If you landed down on a slant and then continued jumping, you bounce off like a ball would off of a slant, and it's just like totally fun and definitely the way every first-person shooter should be. And also, what would happen in Quake 3 is you could definitely ramp up stuff the other way, like your car with wheels, which is possible in this game and in Team Fortress if you're going fast enough. But it was like really possible in Quake 3, and it's totally sweet. Ramping up stuff in Portal and Team Fortress, though, it doesn't happen as often. You're not going as fast as often. But definitely in Portal 2, you can do the bouncing ball effect on slants very consistently, basically every single time. Although still not quite as consistent as what would happen in Quake 3. But in Team Fortress, you can try to do the bouncing ball off of slants, but it doesn't work because the move speed's capped, but sometimes it does, and I'm convinced it does. I've seen it many, many times. You can get the bouncing ball sort of effect, I don't know what to call it, boost off of a downward ramp jump in Team Fortress. But it's totally inconsistent, and I haven't found a way to exploit it. And I don't think it should happen. So anyways, the next few jumps are working off the slant principle. And so this one, you do a big bunny hop, get a slant jump, a perfect one, set up perfectly into this fence, and then you jump all the way to this platform. It's a massive jump from this fence to that platform. So hopefully I'll get a decent attempt. This is the one that, again, I've only ever landed once. And originally the platform was one closer that you land on, and then I overjumped it. I remember overjumping it and thinking, wow, can you really make it one more? And then I tested it and did, but I apparently only ever did it once. So you can see when I jump off that slant, I get a boost. It's annoying because it's upside down. a second. There's a certain setup you do for the... That's not bad. So you can see the general idea on that attempt. And so what's frustrating about this jump that I made is it's really easy to overjump this fence, and you're like, wow, I got a great jump off the slant. This is a great setup. I'm going to be able to jump from the fence to the platform, but you overjump the fence. And so you have to kind of like do a shitty slant jump, and then somehow get like not a too shitty of one, like just the perfect amount of okay, and then do a perfect jump off the fence, and then you can maybe make it. And I'm going to try and get a decent attempt, and then I'm going to quit trying. Oh, you see, there's a huge... Whoa! I will call that a decent attempt. And an attempt like that is gonna, I mean, I just really think that's possible. That was such a sloppy attempt, and I got very, very close. I'm not going to keep going. I've gotten that close many, many times before. I've only landed it once. Yeah, you... So cool. So here it is. This is the final 7th jump, and this room is so epic, and it looks really cool in the real version where the water's covering the bottom, and it's a little, it's cooler looking, and so yeah, really epic room. Spent a lot of time with this. Try 10 more times. All right. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, on that one I like slammed to the left wall, so maybe, you know, I said it was a sloppy attempt, but maybe that's the way you do it. It's like get a big speed boost, going kind of diagonal so you don't overjump the fence, and then use the wall to... Oh, that's not bad. You can go forward on it. Oh! Well, I got off the fence 2 times in a row. Whoa, there's that overjumping the fence I talked about. And I thought about redesigning that jump to where when you get that overjump boost, moving the fence or having another platform you jump off of, and then moving this out, you know, just like adjusting the sequence of jumps for when you get that perfect speed boost that overjumps the fence. But whatever. So anyways, final jump is this one. It's the most epic ramp jump ever into another ramp jump. So you jump off this, get a ramp boost into a second ramp boost, then another final gap. And what's cool about this, or what I think is cool about it, is that I made there's 2 endings. There's 2 possible endings, and one of them is slightly slower. And so, like, theoretically, you know, I thought that maybe one day if people actually did play this map and could actually beat it, you know, maybe you'd get an attempt where you got all 6 in a row and come to 7 and accidentally, you know, get the slow way on 7. And, you know, you have to, like, you know, technically you could do better. I don't know. So I guess I'll just attempt it. Yeah, so here's the setup. What I found was when you get a boost off of this first one, it just seems to be very inconsistent where it sends you. I found that sometimes you'll like very consistently go to about this distance, so I put a ramp there, and then I found out, well, you also get a big speed boost sometimes where you overjump that, and you go here pretty consistently too. It's like 50-50. It's like, well, I'll just make like 2 versions of it. And this top one is higher up, so you get a less of a boost off of it, so its gap to here is less distance, I think, by 1 block. So there's 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 block distance from this platform to this platform. And it's definitely the biggest gap up to this point in the map. And this one, since you fall further, is just, I think, 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here it is, tucked away back here. A straight shot into the finish line, and you go flying in that hole a million miles an hour. And if you get the slower one, the 5-block jump, you have to like land on that platform and go down some stairs, and so I'll just do it. This one is not too hard, actually. I would say well, because there's 2 versions of it, it's not as hard. Let's see if I can land either one. But it's pretty hard. I found this first jump, the secret to it, to getting a consistent speed boost, is to do a big, wide, jumping swoop. Don't jump from the very edge, you jump from about like right here and do a huge, wide swoop onto it. You can also do it this way if you want. And then you swoop back, and sometimes that'll happen. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You can see I'm going to boost on it here in a second. So you see you get a bunch of speed, and there's another ramp you land on. Boom! Sweet! That's the slow way, and so the slow way, I guess you might like fly up here and think this is an exit or something, or yeah, I don't know why I put this from here, it just looks really cool. But, you know, I guess this is what like the maker of the level is or something, and then you have to go down here really quickly, and you can actually take this pathway. Here's the exit, right? You know, it's symmetrical. Like that, yeah. Spent a lot of time on this room. A lot of time on this room. It's got some pretty cool angles to it, I think. And these things remind me of Quake 3. So that's the slow way, and I'll make the hard way. And the 6-block jump definitely is harder, definitely is less consistent, but not consistent. Oh, got that one again. Great advanced map. And like I think I need to check again. I checked a while after I made it, like no one had ever looked at it ever. Like 0 views or something. But I don't know how you get any sort of like get a map out there in the world. No one wants to play a map like this. That's not what the Portal's about. I wish it was. So much more interesting than Portals. This is Strafe Jump Demonstration. It's really a shame it's a thing anymore. It's in Portal 2, that's what's such a cool game, I think. And it's in Portal 1 too. I haven't even landed on the second slam, man. Oh, here we go. Oh, man. It's hauling ass. Tell that one was just nice and straight, a little too fast. No. Hey, what'll happen a lot is you go in between them. Whoa! Oh. Pleasurable experience. No! Overjumped it again. Again, I completely cleared it. It's possible to jump from 1 to 3 and then into the crevice. What? I don't know what you mean. Like jump 1 to 3. Jump 1 and then to this 3rd one and then into the bottom one? Because that's what I'm trying to do. Oh. Oh! Yeah, the idea is I'm going to jump off here to here, and It's a 6 block gap. And I've gotten really close a couple of times here, actually overdoing it. Oh, yeah, mama! That's it, Killer 7. Although I didn't technically complete it at all. And you can see how difficult it was. I'm not sure how long that was that took me, but yes. That's called Killer 7 in practice. And let's go to the real Killer 7. Well, I think even in this version... I think in the quote-unquote final version here, I do have portable walls.
Just so you know, this mic isn't
I don't think I ever published.
I can't hear a damn thing you're saying, so don't waste any oxygen trying to talk.
Walls in it just so I could warp around and check the lighting. Yeah.
My assistant Greg says some of these alternate Earths.
But yeah, the real version of this map, the real idea is that there'd be no white walls.
Everybody's head might be inside out, so just take little itty bitty breaths. And if anybody asks you why your head's inside out, remember it's only inside out from their perspective, and you're fine.
Yeah, well, I spent a lot of time with this map. I probably put like 50 hours into making it and testing it. Maybe not that much, I don't know.
Head-wise. Trouble-wise, you're in a lot of it, and you should probably run. All right, enough hypotheticals. Let's test this test.
And I made some other just like straight-up portal maps too that I thought were kind of cool. I don't think I could ever save any of them. But so yeah, this is what the lighting, the final map would look like. Warp through it because I'm gonna die if I don't. You can see, yeah, in the real version of this map, there's yeah, like that. Why is there? I'm not sure. I guess I put that there for that. Okay. It's convenient. Test. Yeah, like that. This is kind of floating. Put the water level low. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. In the final version of this map, and I thought about doing this, but I kind of stopped. You see, I had other superfluous areas you could jump to that, I don't know, I just like the idea of having this space here and it doesn't do anything, but it's just kind of cool. And I always thought about having like another little tiny secret ledge and another ledge and like putting a little Easter egg somewhere. Stuff like that. Oh, did I just kill myself? Oh shit. Oh, I'm so stupid.
My assistant Greg says some of these alternate Earths may not have oxygen. The air might be nitrogen or methane or hell, everybody's head might be inside out.
Nobody's perfect.
My assistant Greg says some of these alternate Earths may not have oxygen. The air might be nitrogen or methane or hell, everybody's head might be inside out. So just take little itty bitty breaths. And if anybody asks you why your head's inside out, remember it's only inside out from their perspective.
This is a really imposing gap.
Headwise. Trouble-wise, you're in a lot of it, and you should probably run.
Yeah. So originally it was very simple and it blocked out and stuff, but I thought it's just cool to have like these like layered pits in this little ledge and put a little artistic flair. Originally it was like totally